Hello. So, I'm Mariah Bryant, and I go by Mariah B. Story on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Webtoons, Tapas, and Patreon. And I make a comic called Six Fiddle Pyramid. And that's what I do all the time. And I also do other kinds of illustrations, including this one right here. This is a commission for another girl named Mariah. Her name is Mariah Currey, and this illustration is a commission for her webcomic called Rainy Daydreams. And I love this story. I read the entire thing. It's more than 500 pages that I read, and I was so sad when I ran out of pages to read. She updates consistently though, so I get to come back and be satisfied every now and then. She also has a Patreon, which is where you get a bunch of extras and side quests type stories and stories that are unrelated to this, I guess. Other types of stories, all kinds of stories, spicy stories. So I'm her patron as well. I actually met Mariah, the other Mariah, because I am also Mariah. I met the other Mariah in October, I think, because she was running an ad for her Kickstarter campaign to fund the printing of book 1 of Rainy Daydreams. And it interested me because her name's Mariah, so it caught my eye. I was like, oh, there's another one! But also, because I was thinking about running a Kickstarter too, so I thought it'd be a good learning experience for me to back her and see what was going on with the process of how to make a Kickstarter for a webcomic. So, but I also reached out to her and started asking her questions directly, and she's one of those pillars of a community, I think, in terms of webcomic and self-publishing community, that she was just able to answer all these questions from years of research and being involved in the community, and also that she was willing to spend a lot of time explaining things to me and taking me under her wing. So I really have appreciated the friendship that came from me being a little annoying person that one day and being like, hey, I saw your ad on Instagram. Can I be your friend? It's the type of person I am, I guess. I don't know. I'm actually shy. So it's just luck. Just luck I was able to reach out and meet her. So this commission is one that she got from me, which is super sweet. And I started it like a week or two after I caught up reading Rainy Daydreams. And I was obsessed with these characters. So the dude that we're looking at right now, he's got his little horns and stuff, right? The dude with the stuff on his head that I'm looking at right now, that's Desmond. And he, sorry guys, doesn't come in until later. Like the last couple chapters. You see me looking at her artwork right now for reference of what he looks like. Of course, I'm translating him kind of into my style, but he's a beautiful boy. And yeah, again, I'm kind of sorry that a little bit of this is just slightly spoilery for her story. It's unavoidable because she'll be placing my artwork on her website, but it will be chronologically correct for when he shows up. Desmond shows up. There he is again. We're looking at her website. I'm sorry for this spoilery stuff, but But most of the time, if you were looking at it on her website, if you were looking at my art on her website, you would not see it until you've actually met him in the comic. So anyway, having said that, I am gonna say that he is he's got like wood skin or something. He's like a wood elf. He's got probably some powers related to that haven't been super revealed yet. Like, he only has the horns briefly. He's not actually a full-fledged wood elf when you meet him for the first time. I'm assuming he will be eventually, though. This picture right here that I'm doing is kind of fantasy. It's not canon. You would never see Desmond in full-fledged power and ability with his horns grown and everything, and see the other two characters dressed like they're dressed, all in the same room. So he is interesting because his main appearances are in a flashback sequence, without spoiling a whole lot. So, and then the dude on the left, he's a vampire. His name is Michael, and he's in current time. I'm assuming they'll meet one day. I got permission to just making stuff up as I went along. I kept giving Mariah all my fan theories, and she was just laughing at me like, okay, go ahead and go for it. And I was like, cool! I'm gonna pretend like one day Michael and Desmond meet. And they're both, I don't think they would get along, because I feel like both of them probably have this thing for Mara. Mara is the girl in the middle right there. She is the mom friend. Oh my gosh, but she's such a well done mom friend. She's realistic, but she's like not annoying. She's just super, super patient. So, Rainy Daydreams, in the very, 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 very beginning, like the first thing you know about Rainy Daydreams is that there's another girl named Tristan who wanders into this world called the Nameless World, which is like a simultaneous, like almost like a parallel dimension with the real world, with our world. And the boundary between the worlds is rather weak. So there's a lot of interaction, like through history. Well, like you see, they talk about like the mythological influences coming between the worlds to our world and their world. And they're aware of us, but we're not aware of them, per se. And so Tristan has to kind of learn what the Nameless World is. It's full of creatures and kind of myths, and pretty much everything would want to eat her for the most part. And so Mara has to take care of her, and she can't go home. Tristan is stuck here. She's stuck in a world, the Nameless World, where she is particularly vulnerable to all of these supernatural, superpowered people. And but it's super lucky that Mara is seriously like #1 mom friend. Like, she's not enthusiastic a whole lot, I guess. She's kind of chill. She's tired. That's what she is. She's just so relatable. She's just tired. But she is like protective of Tristan, which is great. Tristan could have landed with anybody, but she got stuck with Mara, so she's in good hands. And Michael joins the group eventually. He's actually a sweet dude. He is the sweetest dude. Like, probably sweeter than Desmond. Even though I've drawn him being all defensive. Because he gets angry like once. Like, once. And then you're like, oh, okay, so he can hold his own a little bit. Oh, so that's where that comes from. It is canon. He can be mad. It's just not very often, and I prefer him in the not mad. He is so sweet. Okay, all right. Anyway, I relate to Tristan for being so unaware of what's going on in the beginning, but it doesn't really get a whole lot better. I mean, it does, she does, but so, dang, I had somewhere I was going with that. It might be a good moment to say that this is not the first video I've done. This is the first video I'm putting on my YouTube channel, whereas I've done videos of myself in progress with my comic, and they're on Patreon. And I'm not sure that I'm gonna stick them on YouTube. We'll see how that goes. The thing is, though, is the Patreon is several weeks ahead of when I post my comic for free online webtoon and Tapas, the Tapas app. So in order for me to stick those process videos up on YouTube without it being a spoiler for the people who aren't patrons but are reading online, I'd have to wait several weeks for each upload. And even then, I'm not really sure. Like with my patrons, they've been getting process work from me for months, so a lot of the topics I talk about are things that they're already aware of. So we'll have to see how that goes. Mariah Currey gave me permission to make this video, my first reaching out to not my specific comic fans, just to the general public, I guess. Which was real sweet of her. She literally called herself like my guinea pig or something. So yeah. So even though I have a hard time keeping myself on track for the speaking parts of the videos, I have some experience with it. Just a little. Just a little bit at this point. This is like my 6th or 7th video. It's my longest video. You noticed at the beginning I didn't do the sketching. I had the sketching prepared, and then everything you're seeing right now is 20 times speed. So this video could have actually been a lot longer. The sketching actually takes a long time for me, and the inking and the coloring doesn't usually. Like this was all just done in a night. I mean, it was like 8 hours, but I think 8.5 hours compressed. Maybe. So, I'm still not able to remember what I was gonna say about Tristan. Poor thing. Oh my gosh. And Mara's protectiveness. I don't know. Anyways, so I've talked about it on my Instagram a little bit when I first posted this picture. Tristan is sort of she's introduced like she's the main character, but I think Mara is actually the main character. Anyways, Tristan actually is my 3rd favorite though. Mara becomes super important, becomes like the super main character after a while. It kind of shifts. And then, we're seeing the world through Tristan's eyes because she's new to the world, so she has to ask, that's what I was getting to. She has to ask all these questions about this world, and Mara answers them, but, so we as the reader get to kind of learn as Tristan learns, which is sweet. In the beginning, or through, I was maybe 3/5 of it, until it starts super shifting to Mara's perspective, or because of the flashbacks, it's through Mara's eyes. But, the best thing about it to me, though, is Tristan's questions are, Like, you know, they're like rude. You know, I've never seen that one movie, that Mean Girls or whatever, and you can't just ask somebody why they're not from Africa or something like that. Tristan's version of that is like, that's how she asks all the questions. It's amazing. Tristan! She's great. And Mara doesn't even get offended. Like, the other ones around will just be like, whoa, did she really just ask that? And Mara's just like, oh, okay. This is why this is. And it's so sweet. She just seriously is the mom friend, but she's tired and I just relate to her. And I want all of her dreams to come true. Mara, I want her to have the happily ever after. And Tristan too, of course. And Michael. And we'll have to see about Desmond. He's interesting. We'll have to see. And then Michael's also protective of Tristan, which I really appreciate. He's really a sweetheart. Like, don't let this fool you. He looks all like confident and stuff, but do I really think that in canon he would wear harem pants outside of the house? Probably not. Would he wear a crop top outside of the house? Probably not. He wears sweaters a lot. I just took some liberties with their outfits here. But that's part of the fun of seeing your character done by somebody else, is seeing them in outfits that they wouldn't normally wear. I just think that that's fun. I've had some real sweet commissions done for my book, so I know how that goes. Look, they're done! So these are my favorite 3, and I love them. I feel like they're the most fun. They're like an awesome grouping, multiple groupings. So you guys should check out Rainy Daydreams from Mariah Currey. Thanks for listening, and I hope I'll see you for the next video.